You for staying with us. Now, FlySafair is also lending a helping hand to alleviate the trauma and devastation currently experienced by KwaZulu-Natal residents. This, of course, following the unrest and looting. The airline is set to schedule additional flights into Durban from Friday to Monday this week, and it will be assisting with the transportation of much-needed supplies into the province. So let's get more on this with Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Kirby Gordon. Thank you so much for your time, Kirby. Let's talk about how you were affected by this looting and unrest, particularly as industry.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, the effect is obviously far spread across all industries and all sectors of our country and our society. Fortunately, I must say that we haven't had any sort of direct consequences insofar as actions at the actual airport or disruptions to our operations, other than a lot of passengers who have possibly been delayed and struggled to manage to get to flights, etc. So quite a lot of travel plans, particularly in and out of KZN, that were disrupted. But more than that, fortunately, no other specific direct kind of interventions.
Right. And with that being said, I know you're doing a lot more, to at least give some relief and alleviate some of the trauma and devastation experienced there within the province. What exactly are you doing?
Absolutely. So look, there's obviously a whole lot of need that has arisen out of KZN, and of course the disruptions to supply chains in and out of KZN, I think, is something that needs to be considered, with particularly with the number of the roads being closed. So what we've done is we've actually increased the number of flights that we're operating between particularly Johannesburg and Durban and Cape Town and Durban quite significantly. There was obviously an increased demand, a lot of people looking to travel particularly out of KZN rather than into KZN at this stage, although hopefully when they return home that'll that demand pattern will shift a little bit. So the increased flight capacity has allowed for us to be able to accommodate more people, and obviously to allow for there to be more tickets out on the price out on the market, which will allow for better pricing. But more than that, there's obviously this need for people to be able to receive essential things like food and medical supplies and so on and so forth. So we've also worked quite closely with our cargo division to ensure that we are able to offer incredibly competitive pricing to a number of entities that are looking to just fulfill their normal kind of course of business. And then on the sort of more consumer side, if I can call it that, we've made a special allowance of free checked luggage. It's about half a ton per flight of free checked pieces that customers can bring along if they are transporting food and other essential goods for people in KZN.
Yeah. Could you take me through some of the efforts that you're currently coordinating with other charitable organizations to move these goods? Which organizations are you working with?
Absolutely. So there are a number of parties that have come together to take advantage of that allowance that I was previously referring to. And so what we've got is a few organizations that are through churches and through other community groups that have come together, specifically those that obviously have loved ones or other interests in KZN. And then actually a number of private companies that have got groups of staff, or perhaps franchises or stores, or some presence in the area as well. And the folks that are in other parts of the country want to lend a helping hand for those there. I mean, even on our level, we obviously have colleagues that are based in KZN. We have crew that are out there. We have our airport colleagues, and even internally within FlySafair, I know we've had our own efforts to ensure that we kind of collect essential goods and are able to send them down there. And a lot of other companies want to do the same.
Right. Are you also seeing, just in terms of passengers, your clients and your customers, are you seeing a lot of last minute in demand ticket sale purchases, just in terms of people trying to leave KwaZulu-Natal to go to other provinces, for example, Cape Town?
Yes, very much. That's been the story of the week, to be honest, is that, we're seeing this spike in last minute bookings out of Durban particularly, and specifically, as you mentioned, the route from Johannesburg to Cape Town is the most kind of demanded route. So we put on a lot of additional capacity there. We've actually got, for today, tomorrow, Sunday and Monday, we've got 2 additional flights per day. So that'll be, a flight in and a flight out, a flight in and a flight out, that we've added in to accommodate for all of that. And what we see on those flights, anecdotally, it's a lot of folks that are trying to bring out elderly relatives or perhaps other vulnerable people that they feel they just want to kind of keep them, I guess, close for the weekend, or give them a break from what's going on there.
Must be quite distressing indeed. But thank you so much, FlySafair Chief Marketing Officer Kirby Gordon, for talking to us this morning.